Okay, I'm not too sure how long this will be. Say some reading some articles from some leaks that have to do with the RTX 5000 series, which are, from what I understand, coming out sometime early 2025. So this one is from video cards from December 16th, 2024. And the title of it, well, first of all, at least reading this now, this is 5 days after it's being posted. It's the 21st of December. So the title is Zotac confirms GeForce RTX 5090 32GB of GDDR7 for 5080 and 5070 series listed as well. Zotac confirms NVIDIA AMD launch lineup 5090, 5090D, 5080, 5070 Ti, 5070. 2 years ago, just before NVIDIA announced the GeForce RTX 40 series, a Zotac design based on the Ada Lovelace architecture was leaked ahead of the official showcase. Last month, there was a leak from Zotac's GPU factory, claiming that the company was producing the next generation of GPU series. Though the company later denied it. It seems that Zotac hasn't been being entirely truthful with us, as we now have direct evidence that the company is ready for next generation series. There is a screenshot from Zotac's website which shows all GeForce RTX 5090, GeForce RTX 5090D, GeForce RTX 5080, GeForce RTX 5070 Ti, and GeForce RTX 5070. During our regular checks on leaks using CSI tools like Google, we discovered that Zotac had prematurely listed a new GPU series on their website. The company was quick to cover its tracks, but we still found entries for next generation GPUs. As a result, we can now confirm it's to be announced next month. There's then a screenshot from Zotac in Google, and it's showing the same thing in graphics cards like RTX 5090, 5080, 4090, 4080, and so on. And there's another one about mini PCs, it's not in English. Talking about GDDR7, GDDR6, 24GB, 32GB, power supply recommendations, 650, 750 watts, display port, 4 slot, 3.5 slot, more stuff like mini PCs, talking about like GDDR7 again, 32GB, just more things mentioning RTX 5090. The last one was another thing about mini PCs, and again, RTX 5090 and RTX 5080 mentioned. So, in any case there is any doubt about what Zotac and NVIDIA are preparing, the company has confirmed 5 models: GeForce RTX 5090, GeForce RTX 5090D model for China, GeForce RTX 5070 Ti, and GeForce RTX 5070. The company added new filters so its graphics card category now confirming GDDR7 memory and 32GB capacity. So that's new from the 3000 and 4000 series because the 3090 Ti are 24GB. The 4090 was also 24GB. The RTX 5090 will be the first 32GB card. There's another thing, a screenshot from Zotac's website. It's a section for GDDR7, and it also has a section for 32GB. As you can see, there are no RTX 5060s on this list, nor the rumored 5080D. This suggests that the 5080 may not require a special variant for the Chinese market. You can still find traces of these updates on Zotac's website, but be aware they may disappear at any moment, especially after the story goes live. And the rumored spec from video cards says the RTX 5090 is the GP202 300 core. It's supposed to have 21,760 CUDA cores, 32GB of GDDR7, 512 plus, a TDP greater than 600 watts. The 5090D is allegedly the same base core, but the following Same amount of memory, 32GB GDDR7, 512-bit. Same estimated TDP, over 600 watts. The RTX 5080 core is GB203-400. The CUDA cores is dramatically reduced. 10,752. 16GB of GDDR7 memory at 256-bit bus. Estimated 400 watts. The RTX 5070 Ti is supposed to be a GB203-300, 8,960 CUDA cores. Still 16GB of GDDR7, 256 megabit bus. Or 256-bit bus, sorry. And a estimated 285 watt TDP. The RTX 5070 is the GB205-300, 6,400 CUDA cores, 12GB of video memory, GDDR7 still, 192 megabit bus, 192-bit bus, and 250 watt TDP estimate. I want to compare, so yeah, it looks like the number of the information that we have here we knew for a little while, because I'm just looking at another article from Tom's Hardware. This is from a couple months ago, September 26, 2024, and it's talking about how leak claims the RTX 5090 has 600 TDP, RTX 5080 has 400 watts, up to 21760 cores, 32GB VRAM, 512 bits. So yeah, it's talking a little bit more about the actual specifications compared to the other article. So it's saying like specifications of NVIDIA's GeForce RTX 5080 and 5090 graphics cards have been published by Go7K, a reputable hardware leaker who trends to have access to accurate information about NVIDIA's upcoming products. If the specifications are correct, NVIDIA is coming in RTX 5090 will be a monster with 600 watt total rating. Many of these specs line up with previous leaks, just with a bit more detail in some areas. You can see our NVIDIA RTX 50 series GPU's guide for more information. NVIDIA's RTX 5090, the Blackwell GPU for desktop PCs, is expected to be based on the GB202 graphics processor with 21760 CUDA cores, mated with 32GB of GDDR7 memory using a 512-bit bus. This massive number of FP32 cores will consume an enormous amount of power, up to 600 watts if the lead is accurate. The card will certainly rank among the best graphics cards when it's released, even if the final specifications end up being slightly less impressive. Just don't ask about pricing. By contrast, NVIDIA's RTX 5080 is said to be powered by the GB203 GPU and will feature 10,752 CUDA cores, which is roughly half the range of the top offering. RTX 5080 graphics cards are now predicted to come with 60GB of GDDR7 memory with a 256 interface bus, with a TDP rating of 400 watts, with a decent bandwidth enabled by GDDR7. The RTX 5080 should significantly outperform its predecessor in high resolutions and should be potent for a gaming graphics card. Just not a screenshot of the specifications I talked about earlier in the article. It just goes on talking about it's massive performance uplifts of 5090, which draws attention. Another thing that strikes the eye is the huge performance gulf between the flagship 5090 and small 5080. It's almost exactly half the range of topping graphics processor in terms of number of stream processors and interfaces. The TDP will be 2/3 of the top tier card, so clocks might be a gap. This represents an even bigger difference than with the 40 series cards. The potential performance display looks strange to say the least, as suggests NVIDIA may want to try and create a new tier of performance or perhaps limit the appeal of certain consumer cards' AI compute alternatives. The RTX 4090 on paper offers 68% more GPU cores, 50% more VRAM, 41% more memory bandwidth, 13% more L2 cache than the RTX 4080. In practice, CPU limits hold the 4090 back at lower settings, but 4K Ultra ends up being about 35% faster. The second tier 40 series GPU and the RTX 3090 was only about 15% faster than the 3080. But at these specs, if correct, suggests the 5090 could be up to twice the performance of the 4080. It's pretty wild thinking about it. While we can't say for certain NVIDIA, or why NVIDIA decided to build its next generation this way, one technical explanation could be that NVIDIA's GB202 may consist of two 203 dies. Using a multi-chiplet design for Blackwell GPUs has been rumored for a while, and the GB100 and 200 data center GPUs indeed adopt this architecture, using CAL's L packaging to enable high-speed 10 terabit per second interconnect between the dies for consumer-grade product. Seems like a very expensive idea. An alternative to building a multi-chiplet GPU would be to build a monolithic graphic processor of over 21760 CUDA cores at TSMC's 4nm class process technology, which would result in a circa 650mm square die. Such a design is hard to yield because of the large die size, which is why redundancies are usually present. The 4090 8102 chip, for example, has a maximum of 144 streaming microprocessors, but only 128 are enabled. So it's not impossible for NVIDIA to go that route if it wants to. A monolithic chip would also be very expensive. It would also be weird to have such performance or a huge gap between the 5080 and the 5090. Other GPUs could try and plug the holes, though, and we could eventually see lower tier parts, which might have something like 18,000 functional CUDA cores. But we don't know. We do know is NVIDIA uses the same chips for various products. Desktop, mobile, professional, and data center GPUs are all based on the same silicon. With AI being such a hot item right now, NVIDIA might be creating a massive data center part as its first priority. Sizing it as a consumer offering as well. If that's the case, don't be surprised if price ends up being quite high. Exorbitantly priced 4090. We could see AI variants arrive before the consumer ones. For now, all the information we have about Blackwell-based graphics cards for client PCs is strictly emotional. Apply this usual skepticism until NVIDIA has something to say directly. Things can will change. There are conflicting rumors on the release date of them as well. Some will say the RTX 50 series won't arrive until early 2021. If correct, it gives us ample time to continue tweaking. If correct, that gives ample time to continue tweaking and launch. Until the official announcement, we can expect to see rumor mill stay busy, churning out various theories and specifications. I'm just curious. RTX 3090 die size. I just want to look at 3090 and the 4090 die size because the 5090 was like 650 millimeters. Okay, so RTX 3090, which is on GA102. Just reading the specs from Tech. So GA102, 10,496 CUDA cores, 32 or 328 TMUs, 112 ROPs, 24 gigs of video memory, GDDR6X, and 384-bit bus. Die size is 628 millimeters. And wow, it's 4 years old now. It's a lot older than I realized. RTX 4090 has roughly 6,000 more CUDA cores at 16,384. Same amount of memory, it's got more ROMs, TMUs, whatever that means. Same memory bus width, 304 bits. 2 years newer. Slightly smaller die at 609 millimeters. So the wow, yeah, 40 millimeter larger die. The gigabytes of VRAM, starting to wonder if NVIDIA has lost its plot for next generation GPUs. While 12 gigabytes is also rumored for the 5070, is NVIDIA actively trying to make itself a model here? So it's talking about NVIDIA's next generation graphics cards have been subject to a flood of leaks lately, but this time we're hearing about the 5060 models that'll sit at the bottom of the Blackwell GeForce stack, assuming there's no 5050, as there is no desktop 4050. WCCF Tech has a word from the usual anonymous sources. Be cautious around this rumor. Naturally, as anything from a grapevine, in some specs of the 5060 Ti 5060. Most interesting about this is the onboard memory. The 5060 Ti is going to run 60 gigabytes of VRAM, the same as the higher end flavor of the 4060 Ti. The bad news is the 5060 is also going to stick on to 8 gigabytes. Both graphics cards will use the same board, PG152 and the GB206 Blackwell chip, as previously rumored, with 128 megabit bus, 128-bit bus, but with GDR7 running at 28 gigabits. Both of these graphics cards are looking at a theoretical bandwidth of 448 gigabytes per second. We're told to expect these GPUs to launch late in February to March next year, 2025, which backs up another recent rumor on the release timeframe. Analysis: video RAM confusing. The idea that the RTX 5060 could stay on 8 gigabyte load of VRAM has not gone down well for the followers of GPU rumors, as you might imagine. The 4060 having this memory configuration was controversial, so for a new generation of NVIDIA graphics cards, stick to this level will fuel the flames. Quite literally, Team Green better dump its finest five soon. And this turns out to be true, of course. Capacity is only an element of the memory equation here. GDR7 VRAM is big on itself. The rumored memory bandwidth 448 gigabytes per second to the 5060 and the Ti. A considerable step up from the RTX 4060 flavors. It's, in fact, 55% faster and 65% faster than RTX 4060 and 4060 Ti, as WCCF Tech points out. The worry is that 8 gigabytes could really hamstring the RTX 5060 for future proofing. I absolutely hate that term. I understand that, people will buy a new graphics card and be like, oh, it's what I'm thinking about in the future, this and that, but it's personally, I would rather buy something that would bring that. But oh, okay, do I plan to use my computer 5 years later, or do I want to upgrade my computer, this and that? It's just, I don't know, the way it gets thrown, especially running into people in VRChat, it's just kind of annoying. Most positively, the RTX 5060 could have a healthy 60 gigabytes of VRAM. Okay, the 4060 Ti has 8 or 16 gigs. I don't know why I'm talking about it here. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you consider the 5070 has rumored to have 12 gigabytes. I think that's the same thing with the 4070. Which, yeah, 4070 doesn't make a ton of sense to me too. 4070 has 12 gigabytes of VRAM, and you don't have a larger one. 60 is either, or 4060 Ti is either 8 gigabytes or 16 gigabytes. So, I don't know, it's just weird. Anyways, NVIDIA has been known to equip a lower tier GPU with more VRAM than another model in the past, but that can sometimes cause a beefier model launching down the line. It doesn't feel like NVIDIA would push out an RTX 5070 12 gigabyte and quickly follow up with a 60 Ti 16 gigabytes, particularly in theory when the 5080 runs 16 gigabytes too. I don't understand why this article is talking about it that way. I mean, you look at the current product lineup. There's the 4090, which has 24 gigabytes. There's the 4080, 4080 Super, whatever all the models are that you'd call it, 16 gigabytes. There's the 4070 Ti, probably 3070 Ti Super, I guess. I believe that's 12. Let me see. I'm looking on it. 3070 Ti has 12 gigabytes of VRAM, or the 4060 Ti. Yeah, the 4060 Ti has either 16 gigabytes or 8 gigabytes. So, I don't understand why they're like saying that it's like, doesn't feel like they'd like push out like a 5070 12 gigabytes and then like push out a 5060 Ti which is 16 gigabytes, because I mean they did that 4000 series, so like why would they do that again? Just going back to this article, it says, in short, we regarded this leak info with more skepticism than more. Although we could redesign the 5070 12 gigabyte is on the off mark. Here's to hoping on that score. And it's talking about, meanwhile, Intel has brought out a new affordable math-age GPU, the B580, and has 12 gigabytes of VRAM. Relatively robust help, being for the price bracket the GPU sits in. Can NVIDIA fly in space? Running this video memory strategies? Well, of course it can, but it remains to be seen if Team Green actually will. This article is probably one of the worst ones I've read in a while thinking about it. I can see the 5060 being 8 gigabytes still, given just how NVIDIA has been like using 3000 series as an example. The 3060 Ti is more akin to the 3070, as they both have 8 gigabytes of VRAM and like a pretty similar Q to get work count. But then the 3060, I don't know for sure, but I only presume that it came out with 12 gigabytes of VRAM because it had I think it had a 192-bit bus. I'm googling it really quick. Let's just see. I'm going on NVIDIA's website. Specifications. So the 3060 has a 192-bit or 128-bit bus. Yeah, so like when it launched, 192-bit bus means that it could either only have 6 gigabytes or 12 gigabytes. And around that time, RTX, no, not RTX, the Radeon RX 6700 launched, and then 12 gigabytes of video memory. So, NVIDIA, if they had launched it with 6 gigabytes, would have shot themselves in the foot. To really feel it was like a last minute thing where, like, okay, fuck, we need to actually put 12 gigabytes to actually be people purchase it. Later on, when an 8 gigabyte version of that card came out, which is just, it's weird to me that it even exists in the first place. My only assumption for why the whole video stuff is set up the way it's with the 5000 series especially is like what the article is talking about, AI shit. Like, it's our stupid memory heavy. And a consumer grade graphics card is cheaper than like a workstation class one. So like, to get a quadro of equivalent performance to say like 4080 would have more video. Or it should. I don't know the exact model off the top of my head. You'd be looking probably at like twice the price or something absurd just because NVIDIA, it's a workstation class card. I'm interested to see what comes up with the next generation of cards. Okay, I've heard a little bit of like people speculating that 5080 will later on have a 24 gigabyte version because of 3 gigabyte chips or gigabit chips or something, but fixated on like specs that aren't actually out there, being disappointed or whatever. But regardless, hopefully it's not utter shit that comes out of these cards. Like